Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Harakakadash. Don't want to see apostles and elders, great Muslim that rule well, and Shalom to the brothers in the work, in truth. Um, yeah, so I just wanted to do a lesson basically just going into how, in this truth, you're going to have the ups and downs. You're going to have, the moments where you're going to be getting jacked up, you're going to be getting humbled, you're going to be humiliated, you're going to be, brought low. And the times where it's not going to be happening, you're going to be getting built up, you're going to be getting fortified. And, as such, it's, being this truth, it comes with, ups and downs. It's not all just going to be, it's not all going to be honey, but it's also not all going to be bitter. But, it's something where you need to be ready to deal with, whatever comes in stride. And then as well, it's like getting very comfortable, with that bitter situation. Because that's really where, the learning comes. Those hardships, man. But I'll start with this. Job 2:8, it says, and he took a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse the Most High and die. His wife was being simple, and he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What, shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High, and shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips? And yeah, what Job said was clean. Shall we receive good, and shall we not receive evil? You have those times where it's like, you can have a bit more ease. You might have things working out of the job to where it's, you ain't getting headache. The family situation might that burdens of these things will ease off, man. Just generally in life, you can have things work out. You might have something like a relative, someone, a worldly acquaintance come through and help you out with certain things. These things can happen. But then also it says what you'll receive evil. You're going to have those bad times. You have the times where, you might just get sacked. You might just get fucked over. But that, both these things come in stride. That's part of the walk. It's part of the path. And the more you kind of see the ups and downs, the more you're aware of what you're in. Because it's like Ecclesiastes 3, you need the heat to recognize what's the cold. You need, the war to be aware of what peace is. You have, these opposites where there'll be different times where one will be taking place, then a different time the next one will. Same with in all things, man. So I read this, Deuteronomy 28:1, it says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh, thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord Yahweh, thy power, will set thee on high above all nations on earth. So yeah, you got one side where you follow the laws, you'll be set on high. And what's the flip side of that? Skip down to verse 15, it says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So yeah, you have when you're following, the blessings that will come, you get raised up. And then when you're falling short, then you have the curses. And now in a state where it's the curses are overwhelmingly being represented. Because as far as, it matters to us now, the blessings are for the kingdom. Now is the time of the curses. But again, it's we're getting jacked up But we're not still in hardcore bondage. We're basically in a state where we can do certain things to where for the sake of the word, man, go out and make sure the word gets pushed out there, man. Do what we need to do for Yahushua. So I read this, Ephesians 2:1, and you have he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins, wherein in time past you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Yeah, so for the vast majority of man that came into this truth, that you're off in the world, you weren't raised knowing you're Israelite. You're off in the world doing all forms of madness, all forms of complete confusion, not knowing what the hell was going on, man. Eating ham sandwiches and crab sticks and whatnot. With bacon sarnies and that, with no understanding of what you're engaging with. But as it says, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past, in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. Yeah, so you're just moving as yet another denizen of the earth, just maneuvering all through that with no understanding of what you're doing, or of who you are and what you're supposed to be doing. It says, but the Most High is rich in mercy, for his great love, wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, have quickened us together with Yahushua. By grace ye are saved, and have raised us up together, and made us sit together in heavenly places in Yahushua, that in the ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace and his kindness towards us through Yahushua. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves is a gift of the Most High. So yeah, we went from being destitute in the world to then receiving the riches of the truth, receiving the riches of the understanding, to then be able to maneuver completely differently. And really from knowing then, it's a tussle. It's a tussle, it's a fight. You're contending, because why? We know what Israel's supposed to represent, how Israel's meant to be. But then what's the, we know how Israel's meant to maneuver, how Israel's meant to be. But then as far as for us, we're, a shadow of what we once were. And again, we're tussling, man. We're going to have the ups and downs. We're not going to be those stellar examples. We'll, strive for that. But again, it's, we can't be flawless, which is why there was a need for the new covenant in the first place. Because we fell short. We're incapable of fulfilling the first one, It's in Deuteronomy 28. What would go down if from us failing. So it says, not of works lest any man should boast, for we are his workmanship, created in Yahushua unto good works, which the Most High hath before ordained that we should walk in them. And yeah, that's it. We're, Lord willing, of the elect, those are the elect, they're the workmanship, man. They're basically going to walk in that path. They're going to follow through. They've been set, that path's been set for them from before they're, even born on this side. It was basically set like, from when man was sealed in the womb, it was just like, that's the one. He's counting among that number. And then for the elect, all those it was set, because their spirits were appointed to that from before. So I read this Lamentations 4:1. It says, how has the gold become dim? How has the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out on the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold. How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the works of the hands of the potter? Even the sea monsters draw out the breast, they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel like the ostrich in the wilderness. And yeah, that's real talk. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as urban pictures? That's again, it's now I've been brought into a state. There was that point in time where you had, the circumcision, you had those that have been in the land, would have their papers. These guys were maneuvering like, they're thinking that they're keeping the word perfectly. Little did they know there was, going to be the falling away first, and all Israel's become as earthen pictures, man. They're basically out in the world, completely, with no root, no foundation, no idea of what they were doing. Only those where the Spirit hit them and raised them up, and then those that were, hit with the defibrillator from that Spirit, and then resuscitated and revived. Only they really were able to become aware. But hey, it's the thing is even with this, the gold becoming dim, the heathen know. Going to Revelation 11, it's like the heathen know, man. That's why they celebrated. They celebrated because why? Jacob fell. They kept them in that state where they could be like, oh, they can look down on them, man, like that downtrodden. But hey, there's that time Jake's in that state, but now it's what? They've been roused. They've been raised back up again. It's the Wisdom of Solomon 5, man. Where, that terror is falling upon those that see Israel in that raised up state. Because why? They know what that entails. They know what follows through that. When Israel was that fine gold, it was oof. The heathen were in terror, man. So I read this. Romans 9 and 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. Yeah, because we're essentially fulfilling us, are contending with, wickedness on this side. That whole path is the main lesson we're getting at here. We're experiencing wickedness. That's why it's even those that now in the truth, you would have been in the world, chomping on all kinds of madness, keeping wicked high holy days and whatnot, doing all kinds of confusion up in the world. So you will understand how there's no profit in it. When when you're brought back to righteousness, then you're able to be like, yo, okay, yeah, now we can see why there's nothing to be gained. A good example is the alphabet agenda, man. That's now been pushed to, never before seen heights, where they're able to do all kinds of madness. Lo and behold, more stories coming out. Lo and behold, how bugged out people are is multiplying with itself. It's people are waxing worse and worse. They're being more confused, more bugged out, trying to bring in more complete mess, man. You can have people, you can have a grown man or a grown woman, and one of these motherfuckers is gonna be wearing a dog collar and getting walked around by the other. Or you're gonna have a grown man and a grown woman, and one of them's wearing a nappy and wearing a fucking full size baby girl and sleeping in a crib. Complete this is where we see like everything's basically hitting the crisis point, man. It's hitting the critical mass, I believe it's called. It said, yeah, so the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And yeah, that's why Jacob, essentially for us, We stumble, we fall, and that's been the story from when the laws were given. Jacob has stumbled and fallen, but that doesn't mean. Well, okay, I'll read it on. It says, "As it written, Jacob I loved, but as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? The Most High forbid. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion." Yeah, Israel was the one made to, strive for that greatness, and then when they fall short, there's compassion, there's mercy there. But Esau was made to, without the ability to, without the capacity to, to do good. He's essentially put out here. His job is to do wickedness, to do unrighteousness, and to, embolden himself in it and build it, to higher, never before seen heights, which he's fulfilling spectacularly. But then, he doesn't get that mercy, he doesn't get that compassion. Because why? His, purpose and role is separate. And that comes with the judgment that's going to come at the end of fulfilling that role, man. Playing that role, doing his job. So then, if it's not I have compassion on whom I have compassion, so then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but the Most High that showeth mercy. And yeah, that's why it's, you'll mess up in certain ways. You'll fuck up. You ain't gonna be able to keep the law perfectly, because that's the nature of the chains of darkness. But Israel, those Israel, they have mercy. But then what? The Esau, Edom, that it's the only neighbor not getting that mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. Though thou say unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? And yeah, and that's a big part of the catch of where Esau is. He's basically like, yo, you got me out here doing this. Like, what, why? Why can't mercy be brought into Esau, Edom? But these are things that, it's been said. Promises were made, man. The word of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua went out. And it can't go back void. It's got to fulfill, what it's out there to do. Regardless of how they even be feeling about. It says what? Have not the power potter over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor. And that's the same thing with now. You have, like, AI is the big craze, for like the last year or so. And what, these AIs are formed with different, purposes and uses. That's, Esau essentially trying to accomplish, what the Most High has accomplished, trying to, create life. But then even that, for him, he's like, he'll build an AI. That AI's job might just be to write out, like, to go into the internet and find information and put it into paragraphs that people can use. Or there'll be one where it might be used to look at, images, and then sharpen the image or refine the image so it becomes higher quality. But that's the thing, is it's made for that purpose. Against its will, it's got no say in the mouth. It's not just able to jump up and say, actually, no, I'm not going to sharpen the image. I'm actually going to, I'm going to calculate the trajectory of a nuclear missile. Like, ain't going to switch up. It's basically going to do what it's got to do. That's the same thing with Esau Edom, man. He was made for this son. He was made for that role, and he plays it flawlessly. So that's that's what man's got to do. It says, what the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory, even us whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles. And yeah, that mercy is going to be shown. Because why? Because we're getting, the biggest mercy is even being able to get salvation. Yahweh Shem Yashai sent that, he sent his son down, to go up and basically go on the cross. To cover, man, to cover Israel, to cover those of the elect, and then the rest of Israel through the elect. So that alone is a legendary mercy. And then again, even now, if there's even the Shabbat, that's one where it's like, you break that, you get put to death. But then how many Israelite men, in adulthood, be breaking that, and then what? we would be done, man. We'd be toast. But mercy was had. That's why it's like, you're gonna have those hardships. You're gonna have those times where you're downtrodden. But then what? You gotta strive and persevere, because that's part of the walk. And then you have them times where you have to ease for a moment. You might have a pocket where it's just like, okay, things kind of sorted out for now. It's even more focus on what you need to be doing then. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom, shalom, Yavash, Shabbash, Shalom.